How's everybody doing? Glad you're here. We are going to recreate 1983 Thursday night Manwich night. Just make sure I got to get connected to the live chat as normal. And if somebody could, if anybody's in, if they could hit the like button for me, and so I know that you can see and hear everything okay, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Just take a second here to get to my live stream. For some reason, everything's been running kind of slow today for everybody. There's been a lot of glitches. If you guys can hear me okay, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, GH. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. Just having a little trouble getting hooked up to the live chat. There we go. Okay, we're in there. I got my windows open. Oh, there's a nice picture of my shoulder. That's the good one. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, shoot. Watch out, Beagle. Gotta watch out, kid. We can hear you. That's great. Hey, Rick, what's up? Ronald Coward, hi, how are you? GH, nice to see you again. Hear you fine. Okay, great. So we can go ahead and get started. Everything seems to look all right. And the Beegs must be she must be hungry because she's awfully underfoot. There she is. There you go. Say hi to everybody, Beegs. She's like, what are you doing with that big lamp? But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna recreate 1980. This meal I've not had in a long time, but it just reminds me of like school lunches and, you know, Thursday night TV night at my parents' house and growing up, 1983. You know, Magnum PI'd be coming on, maybe some Different Strokes, Facts of Life, maybe Cheers. I think Cheers was on Thursday nights. Trying to think of what else. Hill Street Blues, 2020, Taxi. That was on Thursday nights on network television when network television was still a thing. Let's see, who else we got in here? Val, nice to see you, Val. Thank you so much for coming in. Padsy, thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, and the thing of it is too, tonight, earlier in the week, I Googled what's one of the easiest things to make with the stuff that I had available in the house. Because tomorrow is garage sale days here in my town, and I'm not going to the garage sale. I am going to be clearing the junk out of hopefully clearing all the junk out of my garage and having my own garage sale. So I've got that to do starting as soon as the sun comes up tomorrow. So we got that Friday, Saturday, and I guess they had the garage sales for today as well. Tonight's star of the show in the background, I don't know if you guys can see that okay, but it's the Lodge. It's my Lodge number 10, the one I've had for decades now, and has been seen in a million of these videos. But we're going to get started, and it's going to be super easy. Tom, what's up? Tom's Food Factory, how are you? Yeah, glad to see we got a lot of folks showing up tonight. That's cool. And for those that are watching out in the stratosphere somewhere that are not in the live chat, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're getting so close to that pinnacle of viewers or subscriptions that I need to get to. And to everybody who has picked up some cast iron cure this week, the last 2 weeks have been extremely busy with that. I appreciate everybody that's picked up cast iron cure. If you want to pick up some for yourself, it is available on eBay with free shipping. So you can't beat that. Free shipping, you just pay your costs and that's it. Cynthia Wesley, hello. How are you? Fuzz Fork, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we got everybody. Handsome Stone driving. I'll make sure I do a lot of talking as I usually do, because I'm a yapper. So as long as everybody can hear me, see me, and everything like that, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Hollywog, hello, how are you? Good to see you. we're going to be making a Manwich recreate. One of my favorite things. We have cheap buns. We have pre-sliced processed cheese. We have all the goodies to make that exactly what it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with, and I just happen to have right here in front of me, voila, I've got a recipe for Sloppy Joe's or Manwich. This is a Manwich recreate. This isn't necessarily a Sloppy Joe's. And one thing I need to do is I need to get out mustard. I need to get my mustard out because that's the one thing that I did do. And this is one of those great, like, cupboard meals, as my mom used to call them. They used to call them cupboard meals because you have a lot of this stuff just laying around. And in most kitchens, we just have. But the one thing that I did do is I got Hunt's ketchup because for me, when I do like a recipe that involves any kind of ketchup, I don't like to use Heinz, even though Heinz is kind of my go-to ketchup. I don't like using Heinz because everything that I make with Heinz seems to taste like Heinz. And what I've got here is a pound of 80-20 hamburger, just a little over a pound, just to kind of give it a little, make sure it's got all. You gotta have. If you've got Sloppy Joe, it's gotta be meaty, right? It's gotta be meaty. You don't want a thin Sloppy Joe. So what we'll do is we're gonna start by seasoning that up and get that stuff going. Because I want this to cook. I want to start with this because I want it to cook down. So let me get rid of. Let me drag my trash can over and get it going. Over here. Hunt's is also a sweeter ketchup. Is it? See, I always thought it was kind of a little. What do I want to say? Like I get the one with the real. I don't get it when I get Heinz. I get the one that doesn't have the corn syrup in it. So I don't know. I've often thought about making my own ketchup, but I don't know what kind of a process that really is to get going. But I'm just going to start out. We're going to get salt, pepper, garlic on there, and we're going to get that in there. I've got this heating up, but I need to heat it up more. This was kind of warm in the pan. And one thing I wanted to show you guys, and I have showed this a few different times, is, before I break it, this is my lid that came with my Lodge cast iron skillet. And I was trying to talk about that last night on the other channel, where we were all in the comment section there. And I don't know if you can see that, but when it came with it, it says one. Wait, I got it upside down. But one USA 1. Sorry, and that's the only marking that it has. It has this sort of etching thing on there. But this is what came with it. And when I keep saying that I'm looking for more lids like this one, it's those Lodge lids that are marked that way is the ones that I'm trying to look for. And nobody ever knows what the heck I'm talking about. And then while we're going to get this going and while we get it simmering, I've actually got a question for you guys. I picked up I was at another garage sale a couple days ago and I picked up a pan, and I'm kind of not sure what to do with it, or if it might be something or it might not be. But on this particular brand, I'm not an expert, so I'm going to ask you guys. So I just got some salt and pepper garlic. We're going to throw that on there. Get that down in there. And this way, you don't have to add the garlic powder, because usually this takes about a teaspoon of garlic powder. But I'm just going to use that a little bit, and I'll probably add a little bit more to it as well. God, honey, let's see. Oh, Billy the Lot. That's so nice of you to show up. I know you can't get to this very often, so I'm glad you made it. So cool, very, very cool. I'm going to do this I'm going to massage the meat here while I check out the comment section, see what's going on. Yes, Fuzzfork, thank you so much. Yes, please hit the like button. Appreciate it. Justine Brazil. Justine, how are you? Hope your dogs are doing well. Justine has a fun little channel called Sweet Justine. And I was watching that today, and I think she's dog sitting, and she was taking care of her friend's dogs that's recovering from surgery this week. So that was awfully nice of her. If everybody say hi to Justine, that would be fantastic. Yeah, just a little bit more of this. A little bit more salt and pepper garlic. And welcome to the channel. Welcome to your, I think this is your first live stream that you've seen, where I attempt to recreate stuff in old cast iron pans. Sometimes it's my recipes, but not all the time. I like a good recreate. Rocky Dennis is in the house. Just seen something more move in your mince made. Maybe a caterpillar. Maybe. Gotta get that protein in there. I did have garden salad. I did harvest some stuff out of the garden today, and I had a salad, so there's probably all kinds of stuff rolling around in here. Let's see, Radagast. I don't use much ketchup. I'm not a huge ketchup person, Val. I like it. I like the ketchup sauce on hamburgers and French fries, and occasionally, if I'm in a pinch, I'll make barbecue sauce with it. But generally, I do molasses barbecue sauce. Let's see, who else we got in here? Radagast is here. Thank you so much for showing up. Let's see. William Hurt, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's see how that pan's doing. If that pan's heating up at all. Got the nice, it's kind of there, but we'll give it a second. I'll turn it up. I'm kind of bad. That's one thing that I noticed about my cooking is that I'm kind of bad about turning up on, going really high with the heat. And that's one thing I tell people that are just getting into cast iron too. You don't need to go crazy with the heat. A lot of people think you got to go to, you got to turn it all the way up to sizzle everything. And for me, when I cook, it's just exactly the opposite. So, there's Mercy. Oh, Mercy B. Hello. Good to see you as well. Good to see you as well. And I think Ming is watching. So, Ming is making. She is making cheesy, creamy stroganoff over egg noodles tonight. So she's watching, and she is she's probably on the button ready to report any tomfoolery in here. So I'm just warning anybody. She has turned into my little my own what do you call it, moderator. She's turned into a moderator. She does not put up with any business at all. She's right in there. So let's go ahead and get that in there, because this is going to be a kind of a quick cook, and that was one of the other reasons that I chose that for tonight, because I'm out in the garage. I've been out in the garage wading through my garage, which if you guys watched before and heard me complain about it a few times, last year I had during my shoulder surgery recovery, I had a couple of storage units, and while I was off, they decided to double the rent on both of the storage units I had. So with one arm, and right after I sold my truck, I loaded up my little car, and I was forced to take all that stuff out, and I just shoved it into my garage. So I've got a little and I can't do much cast iron restoration right now because I don't have a garage. So I've been waiting on garage sale days for quite some time to make some room, so I have some stuff out so I can get rid of some of this stuff. I've not had sloppy joes, and I can't remember it. I have not had a sloppy joe in a long time. I have not had a sloppy joe in a long time. And I think the last time that I had one, I don't think I made it. I think I had it somewhere else, like at a function. So that's why I was kind of down to make it, like, for that reason as well. Let me throw another glove on here. And let me see. I don't know if anybody here can help you. You might want to go to somebody else's channel for help. I don't know what kind of help you think you're going to get from a YouTube live stream, my man. Let me see. We haven't had any beef in this house for months. Are you being anti-beef, Val? Education has come a long way since your childhood. Yeah, quit working for free. That's exactly what I've been up. That's exactly what I've been doing. But I want about a half cup of peppers and onions in this. So I will be so glad when my peppers are done in the garden. I think I've counted 6 green pepper plants going in the garden right now, and I am so sick of buying store-bought peppers. They're not cool. They always look funky. They're not as flavorful, and I don't know. I'm just not down with them at all. Let's see. I'm not a hamburger person. I always get gristle. Yeah, some people. Yeah, you know, my dad was a hamburger fanatic when I was a kid. And I bet I didn't eat hamburgers once I moved out on my own. I bet I didn't eat a hamburger unless it was from McDonald's or Burger King or something like that for, I don't even know. I know I didn't make a hamburger for myself for a long time. Because my dad he was like Wimpy from Popeye. He could eat hamburgers every day. And you know, the funny thing is Ming is exactly the same way. She could eat a hamburger like anytime, day or night, breakfast, lunch, dinner. She absolutely loves hamburgers. And I like a good hamburger. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just don't want to eat it like all the time. Maybe a couple times a month. Or all of my plants. You know, Val, right now, with all this rain, the bugs here have been insane. And then I decided to throw a humongous thing of sourdough starter in the middle of my kitchen, and that has not helped me one little bit, not one bit. And I did, though, successfully get rid of all my ants. I had a problem this year and last year with ants, the real little teeny tiny ones in my garden beds, and I tried a bunch of stuff, and I don't use pesticides, so I've been trying to figure out something, and I'll tell you what, I went through, what was it, Tuesday, and I took 1 teaspoon of borax. I went out and bought, and I had all this stuff sitting here. I took a teaspoon of borax, or a tablespoon of borax, and 3 tablespoons of sugar, and I put about a cup of water. I think it was a cup altogether. I probably don't need a whole cup of it, but and then I mixed that all together, and I soaked cotton balls. I soaked the cotton balls in there, and I let that soak for like a half hour in the borax sugar solution, and then I took one of those, and then I just took and set those little cotton balls like everywhere, all around my garden beds. And I went out there yesterday when it wasn't like downpouring and rain, and I'll be damned if I saw 1 ant, and that was it. And as soon as I put those cotton balls out, I will be super honest, and when I say it, that they were on that stuff within a minute. The ants were just coming out from. I mean, I didn't even know there was that many ants at all to begin with. I don't want to go too much pepper because I don't want to turn this into spaghetti sauce, ketchupy spaghetti sauce. So that's about. Let me see here. Maybe a little bit more of that. And then I gotta stir that hamburger around as well. But that got rid of and a lady at the hardware store, of all places, is the one that told me about doing that. This one glove just doesn't want to fit on my first finger. Doesn't want to go on all the way. My hand was wet when I put it on. This is the part that makes Val nervous. I love this part, because I know that secretly she's fretting in the background. Let's see. I missed a lot of stuff. Lots of black ants this year. I haven't seen many black ants, but those little teeny ones are in my yard. And I almost wanted to do that like aluminum art last year, where you just like you melt the aluminum and then and then you melt the aluminum, and then you just like pour it on the ant. I mean, it was everything. I did everything last year to try and get rid of, short of using stuff. Got starting adoptions, Artie Bliss. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Maybe I'll throw a little bit of ramp. My zombie dust, you got me into this. But I'm kind of wanting that Manwich, I'm kind of wanting that actual Manwich flavor on this whole thing. Let me just grab a bowl so I can put these extras in there without breaking a glass jar somewhere in my house. And I'm going to stir that up too. Let's see. Let me see. I feel like I can't live without a pickup truck. I need to get, excuse me, I need to get another truck. I'm more of an SUV guy, but I do tell that a truck is going to be my near future. I'm looking at like a new truck, and I'm thinking about getting one of those cheap Renegade trucks. I've been kind of eyeballing those, and I think there's somebody I know that just got one of those, and I'm trying to think who it was. So forgive me if I can't remember who just got one. And they really like it. I've always been kind of a Jeep guy myself. I had a, not a Wagoneer, but my nouns always escape me when I'm on here. But I had a Grand Cherokee for years and years. I had my Grand Cherokee for like almost 20 years. But I got tired of replacing the water pump on it every summer. So let's get these in there, get these cooking down, get this show on the road, as they say. Then I got my onion, and we're gonna do about a quarter cup of that as well. I just sharpened this knife. I think I'm gonna have to break the hone out on these knives, because that's not going too great. Yeah, thankfully, I'm not going to say anything about the Biegs and anything that you could be getting on her, because we live right next to a wood line. But I've just been dreading any kind of like a tick or anything like that. I'm just hoping that I don't see any ticks, because we live like right on there's a wood line like just in my backyard. That's my border to my backyard, and then it's the country. Then it's Amish country. Well, actually, it's got livestock. It has sheep in it, and so I'm hoping and continue to hope that I don't have anything land on anybody, because ticks. We just got a warning about ticks here in Ohio. About another strain of tick that's going through here that's really, really dangerous. Ticks are nothing to mess around with. I'm going to get another quarter cup of this. And I don't have the skillet like crazy hot, because I knew I'd have to be kind of doing it this way. But the ticks have been, and I'm not too, and it was funny because it was Ohio State that put out the warning. And if anybody knows, if you have those brown beetles that look like ladybugs, you can thank Ohio State for that, because Ohio State years and years ago were doing studies on those beetles, and they brought them here, and they mishandled them, and they got into the environment, and that's why today we have those little brown beetles. So go Buckeyes for that one. Let's see, I just need a quarter cup of these, so I don't want to go too. Yeah, that's a little more than a quarter cup, but I love onions, so I'm not gonna complain about that too much. We'll just set the rest of these onions off to the side into the bowl. But yeah, Ohio State, thanks a lot for the little brown beetles. That's why and somebody was telling me that's why there's no, like in my area, there's no ladybugs. So I have to bring ladybugs in every year. And it's about time to do that, because I don't want aphids. So there we got a little more than a quarter cup of the onions. And we'll give that another stir into there. I'm going to drop some chili powder into that as well. And I'm going to check my list, my recipe, and make sure that I've got everything in it. Boy, it smells good. There's nothing like an onion to make your onions and peppers to really liven up the smell of your kitchen. Absolutely love onions and peppers together. I could eat onions and pepper. Sometimes I just like to take like sausage, onions, peppers, and do those on a sandwich. That's one of my favorites too. Let's see. And then we're gonna go with an 8 ounces of. We're gonna go 8 ounces of. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gonna go half a can. We're gonna go 8 ounces of tomato sauce. I like the red gold. Red gold seems to always go pretty well. Non-GMO. So there's no GMO in there. Thankfully they left out the GMO. And get that opened up. I should have shook that. But yeah, this was such a good recipe to do that's just like right here in front of, like, you don't have to, I didn't have to go to the store to get anything. It was just all sitting like in the cupboards. So let's do about half that can. I'm going to say is about a cup. Just happens to be a cup. There we go. And let's see, wrong cow. Look into that. Great stuff. You eat and cheap too. Handsome, you got a great wave of goodness headed your way. Yeah, Zoe Marie, how are you? Hey, good to see you. Smash that like button. You've already subscribed, so you've already done the hardest part. And I can't complain about subscribers. I actually took the advice of one of the viewers, and I actually looked at my stats, and the subscriber count has went up by 1,100% in the last 30 days. So, and amazingly, in the last month, this little silly channel has had almost 35,000 views. So, I thank everybody out there. Oh, then get yourself a swing away. A swing away. I must have missed something. A swing away. Oh, maybe you're not talking to me. You might not be talking to me. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I was really surprised. 35,000 views in the last month. Last 28 days, because they do, for some reason YouTube does things on 28 days. And so yeah, I'm actually really happy about that. It's hard to believe this little channel gets that many views. And the thing of it is I like you too, William. And I like all you guys. I have such fun doing this. Let's see, so we've got 8 ounces tomato sauce. We'll throw that in there. This burger's looking pretty good. And I've left the lid off. I'm gonna throw the lid on here when the burger's all the way done and we get the tomato sauce in here. But let me just make sure that I've got, oh yeah, there is a couple things that I've got to put in here yet. Forgot about a couple things, sorry about that. But we're not making sauce, we're just making, I guess we're making a sauce, I suppose. But it doesn't have to be anything. The thing that I always remember about like having sloppy joes when I was a kid is going down. I'd eat them cold. My mom would put them in. She'd make a ton of them, and then she'd put them in like a Tupperware or something. And then I'd just go eat them cold on like white bread with a little slug of mustard on there. And speaking of mustard, let me set this off to the side. A little beard can here. I don't know what Beebs is going to get because I'm going to save this little piece off to the side for her because she can't have any of this because it's got all these onions and garlic in it. So So I'm going to give her that little bit of something for trick time, for beak scam. Let me see, just catching up on here. You have a radio broadcaster's voice. Sometimes I forget being personally know you until I watch your vids. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Because I definitely have a face for radio. That's for sure. Because I usually stutter and stammer my way through these things. Okay, so we got that part. I know there's a little bit, there's about a tablespoon of mustard. We're going to throw that into here. I don't want to forget the ketchup either. So just about a tablespoon of mustard. Doesn't want to be, we're not making mustard sauce. And let me see, how much of this ketchup do I need? 3/4 of a cup. So let me do that. This one should be fairly new. There we go. Ever since my shoulder surgery, I don't have the twist to get things open like I did. But I can still open the pickle jars. Let me take the glove off. Get a good handle on that. There we go. Thank you, Zoe Marie. Thank you so much. Glad you're here. So let me see. Got that off of there. And then we'll do 3/4 of a cup. I almost forgot this part. Talking about sitting here talking about myself and my channel, which is something you don't like to do as much anyway. Listening and cleaning the kitchen. You have a beard. You have a beard for radio. It sells a lot of beard. It sells a lot of beard oil, though. I am happy about that. It's sold a lot of beard products over the years. So if you're looking for a good beard product, go to eBay. Pick up some 7 Shamrocks. Beard Company Beard Balm. The balm is nothing like what you buy at the store. That is, there you go. There's a 3/4 of a cup. It is nothing like the balms, that pasty stuff you get at the store. It's all natural. Beeswax, shea butter, avocado oil, a little bit of argan oil, some sweet almond, a little bit of almond oil. That's a little bit of almond oil in there. Essential oil to scent, not any of those weird scents that you get on anything else. The balm is great. Like I said with the beard balm, I got it because I couldn't find anything else I wanted. I did anything that worked and was anything that had any kind of beard hold or anything like that. This is starting to smell like Sloppy Joe's. It needed the ketchup. As much as I want to rag on the ketchup, it's really, that's actually what it's needing. It's giving it that, it's giving it that, the scent of the school lunchroom on a Thursday. And let me see, what else we got to get here. Green pepper, chopped onions. Let me see, a little bit of sugar. But I'm going to forego the sugar, and I'm going to just drip in a little bit of molasses into there. Instead of the brown sugar and sugar, we're just going to go straight up brand new thing of molasses. Just about a half teaspoon of that. About a teaspoon of that, I guess. And a little bit for me. I do love molasses. That is good stuff. Yeah, ketchup has sugar. Yeah, definitely. That's one of the things. That's one of the things that, you know, ketchup is a really. It's got some calories in it with all the sugar. I try to get the. Like I said, I get the Heinz, but I get the kind with the regular sugar in it. They have a lot of options. I will give Heinz ketchup a lot of props on that. They do have a lot of different options to their ketchup. I think I saw pickle ketchup the other day, honestly. The pickle flavored ketchup. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know, unnecessary, I suppose. Oh, that was one thing. I need to get out pickles. I forgot the pickles to put on the sandwich, because what's a sloppy Joe without pickles, right? Anyway. So I think we've got everything in there that we need to have in there. Got the, if you didn't do the salt, pepper, garlic, I would highly suggest putting in some garlic, like a half teaspoon to a teaspoon of garlic powder. If you don't have garlic powder, then, you know, just use your garlic salt or some garlic or whatever they call that stuff, and just go from there. Let me move this thing out of the way. Let me move the cutting board out the way real quick. And not throw my recipe into the sink. Let's see here. Yeah, and get the garlic. So I'm going to turn this down to let that simmer to about the 2 spot. But that's, if you can see, can you guys see the consistency of that okay? I'll drag you over here right quick. But yeah, there's the consistency. Now that we've got all the ingredients in there, and we will go and say that's ready for a lid. And glass lids seem to be the topic that everybody's been talking about. And luckily I have a lot of glass lids, the Wagner lids and Lodge lids, so I can't complain too much. I'm pretty well set up with the lid department. Even happen to have a 3 lid laying around here someplace. So we'll throw the lid on that and let that simmer up. I'm gonna grab my pickles out. I wish the bigger burner was on this side. That would be a lot better. But I don't have much room on the other. Thanks, Greg. I appreciate it. Looks great. Thank you so much, Billy Lee. I'm really glad. I know you have a hard time getting to these, Billy Lee, on Thursday night. So I'm glad that you could come in for that. Let's see. Summertime. Yeah, sorry, Val, I thought you said summertime. Let me, I'm gonna grab my pickles out real quick. I forgot to do pickles. I don't need a whole bunch, but I'm gonna snag them out here while I'm thinking about it. Because sometimes when I get to a simple recipe, I tend to forget stuff, and then I remember all the stuff in the hard ones. It's kind of how I do things. Let me get a sip of my drink. I'm going to grab that skillet that I wanted to show you guys and see what you guys think about it. And the other thing I was going to ask, while I've got everybody sitting right here, I have a chance to pick up a small partial collection of BSR this week, and they have a number 6 century in that set. So if anybody put in the comment section, is it worth, is a 6 century, is that a rare piece? Because that's really the only reason that I'm actually buying it, or even go look at it, because I was thinking that was kind of a rare piece, but I'm not 100%. But I haven't, when I looked them up, I haven't seen them anywhere. I didn't see them just like jumping out all over the place. And I'm getting kind of a good deal on it. So, like I said, if anybody can let me in on because BSR is the one, I know a lot about like really bizarre little foundries and stuff that are salt and peppered all over the country. But BSR is just one that's, it's not, the picking here isn't that great for it. And I don't know. Yeah, Ronald, it's just one of those things that I'm just not. Yeah, so Cynthia, it is kind of, I know you collect a lot of BSR, so it is slightly uncommon. So I'm going to go jump, and I'm going to move this over back away from here, because I'm going to bring out this other piece that I just picked up, and I want to see what you guys think. If it's, because I've got a friend of mine coming, for the garage sales this weekend, and he's getting into cast iron, and I might hook him up with this as one of those. I've never seen a BSR, already says, I've never seen a BSR number 6 century, nor a Red Mountain. Yeah, I've never seen a Red Mountain one either. Well, I've seen them online. I've seen them online, and I think somebody on here has one. Yeah, 6s are always rare. I mean, and I've been lucky to score like a lot of 6s in my day. But that one was just something, William, I don't know much about. Let me put some gloves on, because this, I'm gonna bring the skillet in, and it's still kind of It's not been cleaned or anything. I found it the way it is, but I got a really good deal on it. Yeah, wrong card. I have to keep an eye out on the number 6s. Yeah, I see a lot of Wagner. You see a lot, yeah, Val. See, you're up north like me, and this BSR, I mean, I have some, and I found them. It's just that, you know, I can't just, like, if I go to an antique store, I might find one. You've got a Century and a Wagner and a 6. Yeah, I've got a couple Wagner 6. I've got a couple Wagner 6s. I've got a Pickwood number 6, which is really, really rare. And I thought about like getting this because it's, you know, the guy has a BSR, so it's a cheap buy. So I think I'm gonna try and put it. I'm gonna try. Hopefully, the guy still has it because I don't think he knows what he has. I'll be right back. And here's the skillet that I got at Goodwill. I don't know if you, I hope you guys can see it, and I put it up there right. But it's a BSR Century number 7. And I mean, I know that they're out there, and I know that it's not like a super rare piece, but what would you guys put the price of that being? Because I've seen them, when I look them up, they're all over the place. And I'm not, like I said, I've got a buddy of mine who's getting into cast iron. I thought about cleaning this one up and letting him have it, but I'm not really sure of a good price for it. And it's, I mean, it sits flat. The ring has, you know, the ring has some use and wear, but it's not bad. And it's a really nice skillet overall. The stuff on the inside, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see if I maybe move it back and forth, but you can see where it was used on an electric stove or like a hot plate, because you can see the swirls of the you can see the electric mark, the electric stove or marks on there from the coils. I don't know if you guys can see those on there or not. The lighting's good for me, but sometimes it's not great for you guys, especially when I go up close. But I'm just thinking, see, that's Corey Clark. That's what I'm thinking about. 35 bucks, cleaned up, and I don't want to rip my buddy off either, if he's interested. But I'm going to throw it in the lye tank tonight, and maybe by morning I can have, or by Saturday I can have it cleaned up and see if he wants it. Or if not, I can put it in the garage sale, or I can keep it. You know, I have a lot of 7s, but I'm not above having another 7. But anyway. So that's just something I wanted to bring up. Let's see, Val, you say you pay 40. Is made in the USA. Yeah. Was that Cynthia? Yeah, you can you guys see that at all? At the very top right here next to my finger. I'll get that up in the light a little better. Because I've got a camera stand, so I don't know if you guys can see that very well or not, or if I'm getting too blurry. But it does say made in the USA on it. And down here it's got 10 1/4 for the 7. You can see that okay. 10 1/4 for the 7. So it's one of those that was the 8 size, but they had them marked at 7. I've got a 7/8 in my collection over there on the rack. That's a 7/8. That's a 10 1/4 as well. But so I didn't know about this one being as that's the 8 size, but as the 7, that kind of threw me off as far as what the value it had. Yeah, it looks, I mean, yeah, Val, it definitely looks 70s vintage, and that's when I kind of thought it was made, but, yeah. So, I was just kind of wondering if that was, you know, 40 bucks would be a good price if he was interested in it. If not, I'd just put it in the garage sale or keep it, you know. Because you can't, you know, I like using BSR, I just don't collect them. But I don't mind using them at all. Let me throw this back out here and I'll get back on there. Thanks for your patience. There's a guy I watch that plays out of the UK that plays music, and whenever he has to take a break, he puts everybody in the refrigerator when he's not on camera. He just put everybody in the freezer. It's funny. He's kind of a quirky dude. Hazy Days from Wales. He comes on every. He's been in the chat a couple times. So at least I didn't put you guys in the freezer. Let's see. But if it has the swirls matching, 40. Okay, that's not bad. It keeps the phone from it also keeps the phone from overheating. It's kind of funny when he does it, actually. Everyone hit the like button. Yes, thank you, Rick. Hit the like button. Much appreciated. But yeah, it's just funny. He does that a lot. Anyway, I don't need to go on and on about that. Let me move my drink and my recipe. I think I got it. I feel like that I'm actually missing something. I think it's because there for a second I forgot the ketchup, so it's got me kind of screwed up. Let me move this mustard. I don't need that anymore. Got my pickles. Got my pickles out. Let me get my pickle. Let me get the pickle fork and throw a plate up here. I figured that's as close as I have to a school lunch plate. And if it spins, it's going to drive me nuts. Because now, ever since I started collecting cast iron, anything that spins absolutely just it makes me insane. Makes me nuts. My butter dish is a spinner, and it drives me nuts. Hello to, I don't know, somebody new come in? Somebody new come in at all? I'm sure you're getting a good look at my strawberry Hawaiian shirt on. For those that don't know, June is National Strawberry Month. So I'm wearing this to recognize the achievements and accomplishments of the strawberry and bring awareness to their struggles. They've been cultivated since 1300 and they've contributed a lot to society, so I figured I would wear my strawberry shirt today to commemorate them. Let's see. My Lodge wax, it'll make them work. It makes them work perfect. Do you mean it'll make them walk perfect? Or yeah, I think that's what's considered. I was ripping on dad jokes the other day, and that might be a dad joke. I just did my first dad joke. Let's see. Corey. Yeah, I think it is. I think there was a holiday today. I don't know. I think it was. I think it's a national holiday. It was a kind of a Texas holiday before. The Juneteenth is today. Because I went to the post office. This is how out of the loop I am with stuff. I went to the post office today and I didn't realize they were shut down. So, yeah, and I remember Juneteenth being like a Texas thing. But I guess last year or two that was made a holiday. So, whatever gets your day off work, I'll take it. Except the post office being closed, that kind of bummed me out because I actually had a lot of the cure to go out today. And somebody even wrote in the messages, they were like, "Hey, could you put a rush on this? I got a lot of stuff to do." And they kind of got quite a bit, so I don't want to hold them up. But let's see, anything else? Let me see here. Big Cat Jelly Bean is now on my lap. Is that the name of your cat? Juneteenth, West Virginia thing. Oh, I knowing little about West Virginia, I'll leave that. I guess that. I don't know, Artie, but I'm sure it's probably fun. Let's see. And your sister's birthday, Val. Well, happy birthday to your sister. That's awesome. Yeah, the post office is and my post office has really weird hours because I'm in a really small town. So and there's one postal employee. So my post office opens really early and then shuts down for 2 or 3 hours during the middle of the day, so that the person that works at I guess you call the postmaster, can do postmaster stuff, and then they open back up later in the afternoon. So if I don't get there by noon, I can't go back until like 2:30 or something. I think it's 2:30. I can go back. It's really weird. So I have to go like either first thing in the morning or whatever. And the Saturday hours are really kind of weird. It's like 8:15 to 12:15. That's kind of, I don't know. This is kind of this is kind of an odd time for the post office. But anyway, I think we're getting pretty close to being done with all this. It's thickened up real nice. It smells really good. It's got a little bubble going. You guys see that okay? Let's see, I'll pull you guys just in a little bit closer. Sorry. My camera stand has the eye of the camera covered, so I can't see what you guys can see until I look at the screen. So if I have my back to it, then that's the way it is. Let's see, all about all wrong, Dubs. I must have missed something on there. Sorry, I had my back turned for a minute. And I don't get a whole lot of the comments, so I have to keep my head on the swivel. I gotta always be looking. That's where I miss everything. Yeah, that's good, man. It smells great. Absolutely smells great. And before we have another big bun controversy, I am using cheap buns tonight, because cheap buns and sloppy joes go hand in hand. You can't have a sloppy joe without a cheap bun. Putting a sloppy joe on a brioche bun seems like it'd just be kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. So, all right. So there we go. There we go. Walmart buns. Yes, these are Walmart buns. And these were fresh out of the freezer, because these are some of the Walmart buns that I bought for Ming's graduation party, which I'm more than happy to be using up today to get rid of these things and get them out of my freezer. Because I think I said this before. Ming has a I love that kid more than life itself, but she overestimates in a way that is almost like a pure talent. So it's her estimation skills are they're off the charts. Let me see here. Let me get my buns out. Let's see if we can't get a couple. I think I'm gonna do two, because the only thing I've had the snack on today is a salad that I made out of the stuff from the garden. So there we go. There we go. And I think I'm gonna do 3. I'm smashing. That may seem piggish, but man, I've been on a fast during the day. Most days I don't eat until evening. So because I found that it's not really that I'm fasting because of any kind of scientific things to it. It's because if I eat in the morning, then I'm hungry like the rest of the day. Like I'm ready to smash like all day long. But if I skip breakfast, then I don't care about lunch, and I'm trying to hold my calories down to a certain level, because like I've said before, and I think it was Greg or Ronald Coward that said, when I said I'd put on a lot of weight this winter. Yeah, the badger is getting fluffy. So I'm trying to be less fluffy. Especially when I went, like speaking of Ming's graduation, when I went to go put my suit on for the graduation and I couldn't get it on, I knew it was time to kind of start making a few changes. So let me see here. So we got that. So we got those ready. I don't know. I'll just do the 3, because that's how I'm gonna do it. But yeah, and we did all this in an hour. And that's with me talking and carrying on and whatnot. So that's a pretty quick weeknight meal. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to have sloppy joes like every day, every week or anything. But I know when we were kids, I can remember thinking that it was cool that like we would have sloppy joes at school and then come home and my mom would have sloppy joes too. And thinking sloppy joes, like that was getting like doubled up during the day. So I was like totally digging that. But I don't know if I feel the same way about a sloppy joe as I did in like 1983. Because that was like the bonus day when you'd have, and my mom worked at the school too, so like if you got like my mom could make the stuff that like how we liked it from school. Because we were really fortunate as kids that we had all of our lunch ladies were like everybody's moms and grandmas, and they were all country folk, and they cooked just like they just cooked really good food. Let's see, bye guys. Zoe Marie, are you out? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you come back next time. And speaking of next time, I don't know because of the graduation or the garage sales this weekend. I don't know if there's going to be a Sunday live because I might be busy with the garage sale on Sunday morning. And Sunday morning is when that's another big day for garage sale people. I know I like going. Let's see, 4 people. Oh, sorry, Fuzz. I was getting ready to read your comment and it disappeared. So let's get a few pickles on there. Nice big fat ones. So I'm gonna put some pickles on here. It might as well be good ones. And one of these, I'm gonna slap some mustard on that. I'm gonna slap. Oh no, I put the mustard away. Well, maybe later. It's not like I don't have a lot of these laying around. I'm gonna be eating sloppy joe tomorrow for lunch as well, and possibly dinner. But Thursday nights, as I was talking about being fat, I was gonna say these are kind of my cheat nights where I can sort of eat what I really want. Yesterday it was like I had lamb chops, and that's what I had. I just had lamb chops. For about pretty much the whole day. And an egg. I had an egg in the morning. CSC blocked him from everywhere. Blocked? Who's blocked? Keep the gloves on. Used to make sloppy joes. And everybody showed up. Yeah. Yeah, they're good stuff. I was going to open tonight with saying, welcome to Cast Iron IRL with JIR Finishes. That's how I was going to do it. But I've had so many new viewers that I didn't think it would. I thought it would just only. I guess I thought nobody else would get it but us. So, but I that was honestly my way of. I was going to open up tonight because I did think that was funny, and it was surprising like how many people actually sent me something. Sent me something saying, "Hey, that was really nice of what you said." Cast Iron Chaos, or other people saying, "I think that he has you mixed up with somebody else," and a lot of people sent me links to it. And as a creator, I know, as a content creator, I know it has to kind of suck when you have because I went to his channel and watched the video, and it actually, it had a few hundred views by the time I saw it. So it sucks when you got to wipe out a video. I mean, it's not good for your algorithms. It's not good for your viewership. It's not good for anything like that. So, I mean, it was kind of a bad thing that he had to do. But yeah, there's a lot of folks that came to the aid of Cast Iron Chaos to let me know that my emails were full. That's for sure. Definitely full. Yeah, there was a lot of folks, and I do want to give a good shout out to somebody. The one thing that I've been getting a lot in my emails is people letting me know that the Beegs is not a beagle, which we find it around the South so funny because they always have to mention that the beagle is not a beagle, and I'm like But the funnier part is when we say that well, you know, I know she's not a beagle, but then they say, well, that's not a beagle, but then they give me the wrong breed of what my dog is. That's our favorite around here. Let me see here. Let me see. Sloppy Joe's with cheese on top. Tacos, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. But yeah, they've told me the beagle is a greyhound. They've told me that she's a schnauzer. They've told me, and it's funny because of rat terrier. She's a rat terrier, and rat terriers are made up of like 7 other breeds: Manchester terriers and smooth fox terriers and all these different things. And people that tell me that she's a Chihuahua, that's the other funny one. But let's get a little beak scam going here. Get a little bead scam. So you clipped her ears? No, I've never clipped my dog. My dog goes to the vet for shots, and she goes to get groomed at. But I'm gonna try and clip her nails myself this time. I think she's settled down enough to where I can actually clip her nails because she needs it. When she comes out here in a second, you can see these talons need to be Beagle. Biggs, want a snack? Want a treat? All right, there she comes. I'm surprised she didn't come running when I was making a hamburger. There you go. There you go, kid. Your fans will wait. Oh, she's licking her chops. She knows Dad's got it. We got something. You gonna give me this little spin? Can I get a spin? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is good, isn't it? That is some good stuff. Let me back it up. Now you can't back up every time I back the camera up because you're out of the shot. You're ruining my shot. Never work with kids and dogs. W.C. Field said that. He also gave a really good reason of why never to drink water, but I can't say that on YouTube. Can you sit? And can you speak? Can you speak? No, that's spin. That's pretty close. Can you speak? We got one last time. Speak. Arf. There you go. Good job. Good job, killer. Let me see. Beaks merch. I know the Beaks needs her own merch. Oh, she's seen something outside. She's on patrol. And you can see her chewed up toy that she loves. That's the indestructible donut toy that she got for Christmas. And you can see that she's pretty hard on toys. There you go. All right, Beagle. Good job. What a good girl. You're just the best. You are the best, kid. There you go. Not the best kid, but because when I say that, this is the one time the kids are actually watching. Ming does watch. I don't. My other daughter, she works about this time, so she doesn't get to see. She's seen me cook a million times, so she doesn't. It's not a big deal to her. Good job, Biggs. Yeah, everybody's saying good job, Biggs. Yeah, and that's the other one. She said that people have said she's a Jack Russell. So, yeah, she's not, and she. That is not it. I think she'd probably get mad if anybody said she was Jack Russell. But anyway, I'm gonna give this a taste and see if we can go back to eating these from 1982, and then go watch some Hill Street Blues or some Cheers. Magnum PI. Did I say that? You know the other one. You know the other big show that was on Thursday nights, and probably roughly about 1982, was Harper Valley PTA. And who can forget the great Barbara Eden was a total smoke show in that TV program. Yeah. That's Manwich, guys. That is 100% Manwich. Tastes just like it. But without all the weird Manwichy things that were in a Manwich. Mm. Yeah. It makes me want to watch Barney Miller and yell at my sister. Artie, Barbara Eden wasn't she, was Barbara Eden, she was Jeannie too, right? Am I thinking of the same thing? And I've got the salt and vinegar chips. Yeah, she was Jeannie too. She was a smoke show. I'm not sure if she's still around, but I think she is. Because she was kind of younger, like, as far as Dylan. Hey, what's up, buddy? I like that handle. That's awesome. Yeah, salt and vinegar is where it's at. And I actually got, Ming's not here this week. That's one of the other reasons that I'm doing Sloppy Joe's. Because she, like all my kids, hate Sloppy Joe's for whatever strange reason. They do not like Sloppy Joe's and they don't like salt and vinegar chips. I don't know if I'll get to the third one, but that's 100% Manwich right there. 100%. So that recipe is a keeper all the way around. She's still around and aged gracefully. I bet she did. You know, it's when women like that just never seem to age at all. When they, and I mean, Barbara Eden, when she did Harper Valley PTA, was probably, I would imagine, 40-ish at the time, 35, 40-ish. She was, I mean, she still could have passed for like late 20s, mid 20s. She just never changed. So, you know, yeah, I mean, she was always pretty, and she was always fun to watch. She was always on fun shows. You know, Harper Valley PTA was a fun show. I think it ran for like two, maybe 3 seasons, and I think it was NBC. But that was a funny show. And I think, let's see, Dukes of Hazzard was on Friday nights. But at the time, she was sort of like NBC's Daisy Duke. Because they always, being at Harper Valley PTA, she always kind of dressed a little provocative, as they say. Let's see. Thanks, Corey. Yes, Corey. Stars have that incentive to stay in shape. Yeah, they do. If somebody was going to pay me millions of dollars to be thin, you know, they said, hey, for your YouTube channel badge, you got to be you got to take down a couple pounds. I think I'd go sit in the sauna if I had to for $1 million. But for what YouTube isn't paying me, it's okay to be a little husky, as my grandma would say. Let's see, I want to know about the jar lid stopper. Oh, this? That's my tiki glasses. Who said that? Cynthia. Yeah, these are my tiki glasses. My patio is a tiki theme. I do the tiki thing. Yeah, so that's my my tiki glasses. They have like a set of. They're actually the oh, what's his name? Oh, what's it? I always lose my nouns, people's names and stuff when I come on here. Margaritaville. I love this guy. I talk about it. Who is that? What is his name? I can see him in my head. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, it's the Jimmy Buffett collection of Margaritaville Mason drinkware from a couple years ago. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, he was cool. Yeah, but anyway, I think I'm gonna check out and let everybody jump off of here. We've been going for a little over an hour, and still got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of those little neon colored stickers, the little round stickers that you put on the little stickers about yay big. And I got you guys. I got it was above my waist, so it's not legal, but I still, I got you. Anyway, I got to go out and put some stickers on some of the things, but mostly I'm going to do I do my garage sales a little bit different. I just open my garage up and I let people make offers on things that are in there, whether some of them are for sale or not. Excuse me. And then I have like a table that I'll set out with the stuff that's tagged in the yard. So hopefully I can have some room. So hopefully I can start getting back to doing restorations on a weekly instead of like when I absolutely need, when I actually, when I absolutely need to get one. Because I can't even get to my lye tanks right now, hardly. And my E-tank is just, that's non-existent. I can't get to that at all. I can't even get it out to dump it from last year to do that. But anyway. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to eat the rest of my dinner and clean up, and then I'm going to go hang out in the garage and hopefully find something on the radio to listen to and all that. But yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Ronald Coward, Rick Stumbaugh, Billy Lee, Huey, Val's, Black Hats Rule, Greg, thank you so much for being in. I know some people have already checked out. Pat Z and oh, there's Pat. I thought you already checked out Pat Z. I'm sorry. And Val's Black Hats Rules, thank you so much for showing up. And Billy Lee, I really appreciate. I know it's hard for you to get here. Anthony Anonymous, I was late. That's okay, buddy. That's okay. Just hit the like button for me. And if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. Radagast, thank you so much for being in. Corey Clark, as always, thank you so much for showing up and hanging out for Thursday night dinner and hanging out in my kitchen. I appreciate it so much. It's always a good time. And if you haven't already, go to Adopted Iron, Adopted Cast Iron, or Cast Iron Adoptions. I'm sorry, I messed it up. I'm so sorry I messed that up. But yeah, Cast Iron Adoptions. Go check out his channel. Give him a sub and a like. Thank you, Anonymous. I really appreciate that. And watch the replay. The replays don't get enough love, but they're out there. And one of these days, I'm gonna start putting the recipes with the actual the video once it's posted, and they go up pretty quick. That's like the next thing. Yeah, Rick, you're so welcome. Thank you for coming over tonight. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off here and all that. And Ming, if you're watching, love you, kiddo. I'll see you soon. Ming and I are going mulberry picking on Monday, our annual mulberry pick. So there might be some mulberry pie or some stuff like that in the near future for the channel, because we mulberry pick every year since she was like 6 years old, 5 years old. Yeah, we mulberry pick every year. And she's already been out once, so she's got a head start on me. So Monday we'll be up there. But yeah, Ming, I will definitely see you Monday, for sure. And if the Mingster, yeah, the Mingster. And my other daughter, if you're watching, I will see you Monday as well. And I'm going to go check out your new house. I can't wait to see it. Super proud of you. Maybe spiral potatoes next week. Yeah, for some reason, people are on me about spiral potatoes. I must have mentioned that and then didn't make them. So, Val in a lamb mold. I don't have a lamb mold. I wish I did have a lamb mold. But I'm always leery of buying them because everybody says, oh, you'll buy a fake one. So I don't have one. But yeah. And thanks everybody for your checking out that skillet for me and the information about the number 6. I do appreciate that. Well, Granny Graham, thank you so much for stopping in and coming over and hanging out in the kitchen tonight. I do appreciate that so much. But yeah, so yeah, I need to get a lamb mold, that's for sure. Fish love mulberry. Yeah, they do. That is, Corey Clark, that is 100%. They do love mulberries. They do. That's 100% true. So if you're ever out fishing and you run out of bait, or you forgot your lures, mulberries do work. Yeah, Ronald. That's 100%. Mulberries work great, and even the on darker days, if you get the mulberries that aren't ripe, they work really good as bait on dark days because the fish can see them. Like when they're still kind of white or that bright red, the kind of the pink, they work really good. That's definitely a real thing. But anyway, I know you guys are probably getting tired of staring at these sloppy joes, and I'm definitely getting ready to smash these sloppy joes. So I'm gonna let you guys out of here, and keep your notifications on for Sunday, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to have a show. I've got a food idea for Sunday, but I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off. Depends on how good the garage sales are tomorrow and Saturday before I'll know that. But yeah, anyway, I thank everybody for showing up. You know, keep cooking, keep using that cast iron, and I will see you guys in the comment section. All right, see ya.